Attack of the 50-Foot CamGirl. Attack of the 50-Foot CamGirl is a 2022 full moon film directed by Jim Wynorski, who is rightfully best known as the director of Chopping Mall, but also directed some giant monster movies. Gila, Dino Croc vs. Super Gator, 1994's Dinosaur Island, which I don't think I've done a review of, but have mentioned it here and there, and last year's Valentine's special, Cleavage Field. Our protagonist Cam Girl, Beverly Woods, eats an experimental hot dog and grows to monstrous proportions as her manager husband and assistant hide their affair and plan to take the company from her. The assistant eventually eats the experimental food too and grows large enough for the film to end in a giant woman versus giant woman fight. Big props to the filmmakers for using small props. Love me some miniatures. It's funny how they emulate the low angle and tracking behind tree foreground shots commonly seen in kaiju movies. Makes me wish Full Moon would do some more actual giant monster movies, but I guess then they'd have to pay to have a suit made. Acting is surprisingly decent, with the lead being the best. There are some decent ideas, the he loves me not trope used on a windmill instead of a flower being one. Background music is actually pretty good, well used with the scenes at least. The final kill and the one-liner the scientist says to accompany it is actually funny. There's some size inconsistencies, like tiny toothbrush loses scale when you can see the normal size sink beside it, and a lady saying the camgirl is so huge when the camgirl is the same size as the last time that girl saw her. Attack of the 50-Foot CamGirl isn't usually too funny or sexy or exciting, but it does what it set out to do well enough. 3 out of 5. Giantess Battle Attack. I guess the working title was Return of the 50-Foot CamGirl, which is what they should have stuck with, as apparently there is another full moon giant woman series that includes movies titled Giantess Attack and Giantess Attack vs. Mecha Fembot. Anyways, Giantess Battle Attack starts off with aliens in front of a terrible green screen saying that they are going to Earth to fight Beverly, the camgirl in the last movie. Back on Earth, Giantess Beverly has been doing construction while the other two giants from the last film have naturally reverted back to their normal size. Beverly is also getting into a fight with another human lady who plans on becoming large in a match dubbed by the promoter as the War of the Girl-Gantuas. That did get a laugh out of me. There's some miniatures again, so always, or at least usually, good to see. Good to see in Giantess Battle Attack. CG is so jarring. Takes you out of the film every time it appears. The back and forth between Anaconda and the space whore before they fight is so painful and goes on far too long. And then the fight. So in Attack of the 50-Foot CamGirl, the slowed down fight footage didn't look particularly great, but compared to the blurry sloppy mess in Giantess Attack, it's art. The two Earth Giantess versus one Space Giantess throwdown should have been a sure good time, but nah. The movie is a lot more silly, especially in its humor, and it works less for me. So, less humorous. The story was less interesting, and not that the first one was too titillating, but this one even less. And if you couldn't tell from what I said earlier, fight was much worse as well. Avoid Giantess Battle Attack. 1.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching.